Pete Thamel joining us. Pete's been busy watching that transfer portal war. Who gets in, who's headed out, who's getting offers, who's not. So let's start at the beginning, because I think there is some confusion among some fans about exactly how the transfer portal works, Pete. You get the one-time exemption. If you're a graduate, you can just go, right?
Yeah, Reese. So what happens now is, especially with a bunch of these first-year guys coming in, you're immediately eligible. That changed in the last few years, and that has really expedited the pace and really the price of these players. Now with NIL, obviously Matt Rule came out and said 7 figures is the minimum that the top-end guys are asking for. So the immediacy of being able to start, combined with the need in this specific portal. You've got Miami, you've got USC, you've got Florida State, you've got Oregon, you've got Washington. You have all of these big-time schools with immediate needs at quarterback.
And just a couple of other things to point out. If you have your degree, you can just go. That's how you get the multiple transfers.
And you also get you want.
Right, yeah, if you have your degree. And then you can return to your original team, but you might not have your scholarship. That gets released. And here are the dates there.
Forward to the second. What about if you transfer or you go to the portal now and you got a bowl game coming up? Are you ineligible to play in the bowl game? Can you play in the bowl game?
So you can technically do this. It's a great question. Emory Jones actually was in the portal and played for Florida against UCF 2 years ago in a bowl game before he ended up transferring. He's transferred twice now, but I think he was last year at Cincinnati. So you can do that, and that's a need thing. You have to have the coach needs you enough, and also the player can use the bowl game as an audition. Some guys are waiting to see, like, if Bo Nix plays in the bowl game, for example, maybe the backup at Oregon goes in the portal earlier now as opposed to waiting for the shot to start.
Okay, and for me, I think there's a lot of things in college football that are, like, skewed to a little bit of stupidity. Like, why don't we delay the transfer portal until after the bowl season? I mean, that would be obviously an easy thing to do.
So I think you got to enroll, Pat. I think that's really like the start. So you leave now so you can enroll. Yeah, there is still a school element to this, yes.
He's not here to play school.
He said school.
That's on me. I do apologize.
How about some of the guys that are out there? I mean, there's Cam Ward. What's up with Cam Ward?
DeQuan Finn, Riley Leonard. There's a lot of great players there.
So Riley Leonard has set the market.
Some lads
he's considered, Riley's considered the top guy in the market. He visited Notre Dame December 6th and 7th. They're the leader for him. That's the expected thing to happen. I would look for early next week, maybe something to come together there. Dylan Gabriel is expected to go to Oregon. That could come together in the next week. They're the heavy favorite there. And then Kyle McCord in the last 24 hours, Nebraska has surged ahead as the leader there. There was some interest from Mississippi State. They took Blake Shapen from Baylor last night.
I saw it.
So that's where McCord could end up.
What about Cam Ward?
Why? Exactly. Here. I mean, they were 11-0, driving for a win to beat Michigan, would have gone to the playoff, and now he's in the portal.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. says he still may come back, so he may play in the bowl game.
So I think you can distill McCord right down to the fact that Ryan Day said basically, everything's on the table. We are going to look at everything. There was no guarantee for Kyle McCord to come back and be the starter. Remember, at the start of the season, he and Devin Brown were splitting snaps the first 2 games before he really declared the starter. So there was some ambiguity there, and I think McCord and his camp said, you know what, if we don't have a guarantee, we can go find one elsewhere.
There was some real ambiguity.
Interesting.
Cam, real quick, Cam Ward at Washington.
So Cam Ward is kind of all over the place right now. He graduates from Washington State this week and is going to go home to Houston, make a decision. He's expected to take 3 visits this week, Kirk. Miami is in the mix there, Florida State's in the mix there, and then Washington is in the mix there as well.
Is there a maximum amount of visits that you can take if you're in a transfer portal?
I believe it's the official visit rule from when you're a recruit, which is 5, Pat.
Give me the biggest name outside of, we're talking all quarterbacks. Who is a big name that's not a quarterback?
So there's a big need right now at wide receiver, and there's a big need right there at edge rusher. Off the top of my head, there's not like a
too, right?
Yeah, tackles are at a premium. You can get $500,000 for a top tackle. The kid at Texas Tech.
How weird is that? We're talking on College Game Day.
$500,000, $500,000, get you a tackle.
Collective bargaining when it arrives. Settle down.
Settle it down.
Got to give them some of the revenue from the media.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. That'll be it. Give, take.